What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim and Jeris Sports Talks. Of course, we got Chris here today. How are you doing today, Chris?
Doing pretty well.
DRG in the chat. What's up, DRG? What's up, everybody? All right, we got some stuff to talk about today. There's a lot going on here in Washington, as the title suggests, COVID attacks. But first, I called into ESPN 980 today. Did I tell you that? And no. I talked to Reese somebody. I don't remember his name. But they had Lake Lewis on, and they were talking about why fans aren't showing up. And again, they have somebody else on the radio that says nothing about the name change. So I'm like, I'm frustrated by this. So they're like, all right, now we're going to take calls. So I go ahead and call in, and I say my whole spiel of like how the name change has caused a whole lot of fans that don't want to come anymore because of the whole shenanigans. Like, people are like, oh, the stadium sucks, the team sucks, this, that, whatever. The Detroit Lions are filling up 80% of their stadium, and they're 1-10-1. This isn't about winning. We were on a 4-game win streak playing against our arch rivals, and we still can't get people to show up. It's clearly all about the name. Anyway, so I say this whole piece, and then they hang up on me. And so we turn the radio up to listen to what their response was. And he asks me a question, and he's like, "Oh, he's out." Like, I hung up on him. He was acting like I left. Like, I said my piece and just left. But so I couldn't have a back and forth with him. That was kind of annoying. But so I just turned the radio off after that point. I didn't care what he had to say because you're gonna act like I hung up on you, but the whole time they hung up on me. So that was weird. And he got my name wrong. He was like, yeah, spineless. Yeah, exactly, spineless. And he got my name wrong. I mean, how hard is Tim? He called me Jim. Jim from Bowie is what he called me. So, yeah, you can't even get my name right. Screw Reese Waters. Yeah, unknownism. Reese Waters. Reese Waters, terrible. Just terrible. What's up, guys? I would usually say we're not dead yet, but now I think we're actually dead. God forbid somebody actually dies from this COVID situation. That would be terrible. But yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. And you know what? We'll just hop right into it. That's the lead story tonight. 15 players according to the CBS Sports tracker of all the teams. We got Kyle Allen, Matt Ioannidis, Cam Sims. We just signed Milo Eifler. I'm sure he's glad he signed to this team because now he has COVID. Derek Forrest, the great special teamer. Cornelius Lucas, Sammis Reyes. I don't even know who's at tight end other than Bates right now then. Tim Settle, Jonathan Allen, of course, that's one of the biggest hits. That's terrible. Casey Toohill still on the list. David Mayo, James Smith-Williams, Khaleke Hudson, and Montez Sweat. Did I say Kendall Fuller? I may have, and I read right over it. But anyway, Kendall Fuller's on there as well. We were one of the best teams last year when it came to COVID. What in the world is what's going on, Chris? What are your thoughts on this?
Not good luck. I'm guessing.
We had like 2 people on the list all year, and now we have 15 people on the list at once.
It happens. I mean,
I'm sure a lot of those guys were vaccinated.
I mean,
we had like 90%,
whatever. Let's just be real. Okay. The real question is this going to affect us? Should it affect us? How would it affect us? Will it? I mean, first off, half the guys that were out aren't good anyway. They weren't helping to begin with. I mean, outside of John Allen and Matt, they don't. Matter of fact,
who's going to be our right tackle now?
Hold on, let me
with
finish.
No Cornelius Lucas.
Matt don't matter. I'm gonna get to all of them. Matt don't matter. They don't play him. Tim Settle don't matter. They don't play him. John Allen, okay. Who else? Kendall Fuller. He don't matter. He's not very good to begin with. We both agree on that. Who you say? Sammis Reyes. He doesn't play. And whoever was that?
All of our depth is gone. But you talk about Matt Ioannidis and what's his name? Tim Settle don't play. But with Jonathan Allen out, now they're about to start playing.
No, they're out too.
Well, I know, but I was saying they were about to. Like if Jonathan Allen goes out,
but I'm saying
they're up next. Now we don't even have those guys.
We don't use them anyway. So And let's see what Sadiq got.
Sadiq, oh no.
Cam's out, Curtis Samuel. We don't use Terry and Curtis to begin with. So why are we mad? Cam Sims, he barely played to begin with. So why are we mad?
Well, he had that nice touchdown.
And we're playing against the Eagles. This is the perfect time for this to happen. If there was a perfect time for this to happen, it is this game. Because
I would argue it's not the perfect time because we need to win this game.
But it's the Eagles. We don't need
but I would rather have nobody against the Cowboys that it's going to struggle anyway. Why would I want to go into full health? We didn't even go into full health, but why would I want to go to full health against a Cowboys team that may end up beating us anyway? And now we're going into way weak. Again, I would rather go in full health against a team that I know we could beat. Let's beat them real quick. And then a team that we're going to struggle against, we may as well, let's take our bye week and lose anyway.
Bro, it's the Eagles.
It's the Eagles. They're on a 3 out of 5 game win streak.
Against the Jets. And who was the other team? The Jets and some other bad. I think the Lions or something like that.
They beat the Jets, Broncos, and Saints in the last 4 weeks. They
the Saints. Like, come on.
They scored 40. The Saints defense is solid. They put 40 on them. You could talk about how bad the quarterback is, but they dropped 40 on that Saints defense.
All right, okay.
They're also leading the league in rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Leading the league in rushing.
We're good against the run, so I don't think that should be a problem.
Well, not with no John Allen, not with no Tim Settle, Matt Ioannidis.
Playing anyway.
Well, with none of these guys, we're supposed to be still stout against the run.
John Allen. The other guys didn't play. So if you want to say John Allen, okay, I agree. But we still got Cam. We got Will Jack for whatever that's worth. And we're not going up against a very good receiving core. We both know that. So that their strength is running, so just stop the run. It's not rockets, and their defense isn't very good.
Well, that's what every single team has said against them. Oh, just stop the run, and they continue to run on every single team that they play against.
Well, stop the run. 8 in a box.
But also the problem is freaking Hurts. If Hurts comes back, Hurts adds that element of you don't know which direction they're going to.
Just run. Just run stop. That's it.
Oh man, it's terrible.
I'm telling y'all, watch when the game comes, be like, it's simple.
They lost to the Giants. They did lose to the Giants. That's true. Asymptomatic personnel coming into contact with each other. Yeah, probably. Or I guess asymptomatic would be the right word as well. I was thinking maybe even before they showed symptoms. So maybe a guy like Sweat is now showing symptoms, but early on before he started showing anything. Yeah, that sucks. Jalen will take it. Oh, Jalen will take it himself. Yeah, exactly. Talking about the run game.
Maybe Jamin Davis needed Jamin Davis sighting then.
For relying on Jamin Davis
exactly.
during the game. It's going to be tough sledding for us. Good night.
Oh, I'm telling y'all, it's not going to be as bad as y'all think it is.
Well, it sounds like a trap game. Nobody's playing.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is going to be a 13-10 kind of game.
You think we're going to hold somebody to 13 points or 10?
No, I just think that both teams are going to dominate time and possession.
Potentially, they're going to try to slow the game down or speed the game.
So I think both teams are just going to run the ball the entirety of the game. And whoever has the best run game is going to win.
We don't go in with our offensive line. I hope Sam Cosmi back. The Sun said Sam Cosmi should be back. I'm hoping you're right because we desperately need him now with Cornelius Lucas.
We got Brandon.
Well, Brandon got sliced and diced by
who else we got? We still got Leno. We got Leno, Brandon, E-Flow. We only missing our right tackle.
Well, Leno got hurt as well. Is he going to play?
He's not on a injured list.
Let's take a look here at the injury report. He got hurt in the last game.
And he came back in. He came back in and finished.
Did he? Maybe he did. Maybe I forgot that. He rolled an ankle or something, right?
Yeah, he came right back in and finished the game.
Yeah, he's not listed on the injury report, which that is good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Troy Apke, Keith Ishmael, Jordan Kunajek, Tyler Lawson, J.D. McKissick.
I mean, if you really feel that
Jalen Gordon, and
bad,
Curtis Samuel.
just kick Brandon Sheriff out at tackle.
Curtis Samuel now did not practice with a hamstring. This is a joke. That's an absolute joke.
Just kick Brandon Sheriff out there at tackle and put Sadiq inside to protect
Brandon
Sadiq.
Sheriff did play tackle in college.
Exactly. So just kick him out there for a game.
Leno has a back injury. Well, he's not listed on the report right now, like Chris said. Meanwhile, the Eagles don't have a single DNP on their list. Everybody practiced. Derek Barnett, limited. Fletcher Cox, limited. Jordan Howard, limited. Jalen Hurts, limited. Which I heard, apparently, Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew were splitting time. Like, splitting first-team reps, which is interesting.
He finessed us for 30. That's not Curtis Samuel fault, bro.
He finessed us for $30 million. No, we're not using him. He's upset, I'm sure, as well. It's ridiculous. Well, it sounds like he got hurt again. Well, I guess he is finessing us then if he's not playing because of injury. So fair enough.
I mean, but that's what I be saying, bro. He's out there for what?
Yeah, pig. Kyle Allen is out too. It's nuts. Off topic. Oh gosh, more. Maya or Alicia Keys. I don't even know who Maya is, but anyway. Yeah, so everybody practiced for them. They're going to be coming in healthy. We're going to be coming in with hopefully a team at this point. Like, it's going to get ugly. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird game. But it could be one of those games where, nobody's expecting us to win, and who knows? Like the going into Seattle back in, what was that, 2017, where, Seattle was a powerhouse, and then all of a sudden we come out with a victory. So who knows? Who knows? Oh, it's a joke, bro? Yeah. Well, we're taking you very seriously. Speaking of somebody else, apparently, I know ProTech made a video on this. Logan Thomas actually did tear his ACL. What's going on with, what in the world is going on with that? We can't even do MRIs right now?
I mean, this is something that Dan doesn't control. This is something that Ron Rivera and company controls. Why don't you know? Why?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it take X amount of time for you to figure this out? Oh, we got good news. Did you? Or are you just like...
Are you just full of crap?
Yeah.
Well, he said the same thing with Curtis Samuel. Remember when they were asked him about why is Curtis Samuel not playing? Oh, it was the game plan and the play calling. No, he had a hamstring. Like, did you not know that he was actually hurt? Like, he didn't even practice today due to a hamstring. So it's not because of lack of play calling.
So he doesn't know what's going on.
Or he's just saying whatever. Like, he knows what's going on and he's just lying.
He is. He doesn't want to be asked about. He just don't want to be asked. He don't want to have to answer because he doesn't want to be on a hot seat. I didn't even know that. So you looked at his presser today.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday's presser of. They asked him about why is Curtis Samuel not being used more, and he said due to play calling and personnel decisions. And I almost made a video going off of how are you not using him according to play calling and personnel? And apparently it had nothing to do with that. He just had a hammy. It left you speechless, huh?
How do you come up with a game plan without centering around Curtis Samuel?
I have no idea. I mean, there's not a single personnel package where he shouldn't be in it. I mean, even if you did heavy personnel, he could be the running back. There's not a single type of personnel that he can't be on. And yet that's what Ron's excuse was, that he wasn't a part of it.
It's the same thing he said with Jamin Davis. He wasn't a part of the game. What is wrong with you? So are we trying to develop players? Because if you're trying to develop other players, then say that in tank. Don't just sit up here with your star play. Curtis Samuel's getting 13, 14 million. I don't want to hear that he's not in the personnel. Have you lost your mind? then what are you paying him for? And then you're going to turn around and pay Terry or try to 25 plus to do what? Run around? Like, I never heard of that. I didn't even know he said that. Play calling and personnel.
And personnel decisions.
Is your second best receiver within your personnel?
Oh my
Ron's an idiot. And this is probably why they fired him. This is probably why.
Down in Carolina?
Yeah, this is probably why they fired him. And I hope he sees this.
Marcus Edelin says, I did film study, I guess he meant to say. Heineke left a lot of big plays on the field for Dallas. Defense wasn't as dominant as people think. Let's go ahead. That's a great transition to get into this. We'll talk about this Dallas game and just at least get through it, get by it. And one big thing is, did Heineke show why he wasn't the future of this team moving forward?
Yep. Terrible. Horrible. Lack of knowledge. Can't get the ball out on time. Missing guys. Staring down receivers. Don't go through his progressions. Do I need to keep going? Just terrible. No. And for everybody who believed that he was, he's not. He's not a top 15 quarterback. He doesn't have the potential to be top 15. He doesn't have the potential to be the top 10. Period. At all whatsoever. Not even close. That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
No, and I actually did as well. I watched the same thing you did. And let me see if I can actually pull this up while I'm talking. But yeah, there was definitely a whole lot to be desired for this game. And there was many times, and that's why it's so frustrating to watch a guy like a Big Country talk about how that, the Trayvon Diggs shut down Terry McLaurin. Like, even by his own admission, Trayvon Diggs did not shut down Terry McLaurin. The Dallas defense shut down Terry McLaurin by fooling Taylor Heineke not to look his way, I guess, or getting pressure on Heineke in key moments. There was many times that Terry McLaurin, was open downfield, just open, and it's so frustrating. Here's this one. Let me see if I can get it pulled up. Yeah, here's a 3rd and 15. Let's take a look here. Here's a 3rd and 15. Taylor Heineke, nice clean pocket. He's looking the safety off, is what you might think. The safety sees here. He's coming back this way. Here's Terry McLaurin. Trayvon Diggs stayed in the flat. This is a nice cover 2 zone. Deep safety. First down marker. You got to look this off to get the safety to come over a little bit, and this is where you need to come back to and hit. This should be a first down, move the chains. Terry McLaurin has his first catch of the game. Instead, we could watch. Oh, I hate this freaking website. It's such a terrible website. But yeah, instead, we're going to get a triple coverage. Look at this, Terry. He puts his hand up. He's so wide open. Instead, he throws it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders and nearly gets picked off. 5 guys around Cam Sims, Terry McLaurin standing right by himself. Right by himself. How is Cam Sims the guy you're throwing into quintuple coverage? I've never said quintuple coverage in my life until right now, and this is how he throws it into quintuple coverage. That is insane. And yeah, so that's what we were dealing with on Sunday. That's just one particular play. There's more out there that you can go through. This is just the last one I happened to watch that was so egregious I felt like showing you everybody. But yeah, so this is the great Heineke that, yeah, Pentagon coverage. Yeah, he had Pentagon coverage on him. Yeah, the Pentagon security was out there covering Cam Sims, and that's who he threw it to instead of a wide open Terry McLaurin. Your best receiver, kind of. Maybe top 10 receiver if you actually used him, potentially. Just saying. But yeah, that's what we got. So, of course, right now, Kyle Allen is on the COVID list, so we can't go to him right away. But is Kyle Allen a guy that you want to see? Or we did sign a guy, Jordan Tiamu, used to play for the Ole Miss in college, Ole Miss Rebels, or whatever they're called. And then they also have played for the St. Louis Battlehawks in the XFL. I was watching the highlights in the XFL, and he actually kind of looks a little interesting. What do you think about Jordan Tiamu?
Terrible.
Or Kyle Allen?
I don't really care to switch quarterbacks. I mean, just let Heineke finish the season. I don't care. What good is a quarterback change going to do anyway? All right.
That was a dime to DeAndre Carter, though.
If you're going to change quarterbacks, I can understand against Dallas next week. But against the Eagles and Giants for what? What I need Kyle Allen for? But, I mean, hey, Heineke got this far. You might as well let him finish off. That way you can truly say, we gave Heineke the year. And there's no doubt. You can't say now, they didn't give Heineke the year. They didn't give Heineke, maybe. Nah. Let him finish the year out. That way no fans can say they didn't give Heineke. Let him. He had a year. He wasn't very good.
The INT was an arm punt. No, you're thinking of a different game, dude. The INT that he threw this game was horrible. That was the screen pass that he threw it right to, what's his name? Why can't I think of that?
Randy Gregory.
Randy Gregory, thank you. Where he tipped it up to himself, and it was huge. Like, that was a huge play on 4th and 3. That pick hurt a lot. And then the fumble, obviously, was the fumble for a touchdown. Yeah, and then he left a lot out there. Yeah, it was his worst game in the Burgundy and Gold. A ton. It was just a Jeep. No, you're thinking of a different game. But anyway, and he got Terry hurt too. Yeah, that's a whole separate thing with two guys underneath. Yeah, like two guys underneath, wide open. John Bates and Curtis Samuel. The great hamstring or groin. Like, yeah, so he was not doing anything right on Sunday, and that was the worst half of football we had this season, where we couldn't have it, we couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford it. Like, we held him to 3 points in the second half, and those 3 points came off another turnover. That was the Kyle Allen, no, not the Kyle Allen fumble. That was the Antonio Gibson fumble, where he again had 2 hands on it, and he still allowed it to get punched out. Are you ready to hang it up on Gibby? I'm going to be honest, I'm not, but he's got to hang on to the football.
No, Gibby's fine. Gibby's fine, man. He's just fine. Still on pace for 1,000 yards rushing. You just got to clean up the fumbles. That's it. You just got to clean up his fumbles. That's pretty much my take on him.
Yeah, and I don't think he had a great game either. I mean, the offensive line blocked terribly, but I think he also missed a couple of holes when I was going through it. So it was literally the worst half of football, especially on the offensive side.
They wasn't ready. Like I told y'all, they came out
terrible,
as if that last game, like I said, that it was not going to cut it. They came out thinking that was going to win, and honestly, they came out scared. That's what it looked like to me.
Why did he went 2 for 12 in the first half? He's been having 78 completion percentage over the last 4 games. Like, that was the big difference. I said it like after the Bucs game, and then also throughout this whole thing. The big difference from the first half of the season, like the first 8 games or whatever it was, and then the last 4 wins is Heineke's completion percentage on those 4th and shorts, those 3rd and shorts that have been so key in keeping those long drives alive. And he was horrific last game. First of all, we didn't get him in a lot of 3rd and shorts, to be fair. But he was also just terrible. We talked about not being able to find the open receiver, throwing it into quintuple coverage. Like, it's unbelievable how bad he was. And if we decided to go to Kyle Allen, I'm not crying over it. But I agree with you that Kyle Allen is not the answer either. He did have a nice throw to DeAndre Carter that was.
I mean, if you want to get Kyle Allen some late season reps, I don't care.
And then see who's going to be the backup next year. Kind of have
have them battle it out for who's going to be the backup.
Yeah. Like, who's going to be the number 2? I don't know. And I know that Protech said Kyle has less limitations. I mean, he still has some limitations as far as he's not going to have.
Over the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's true, and he does have a stronger arm, but he's also not going to give you those magical plays that Heineke gives you of buying time in the pocket and avoiding the rush, and it's literally magical sometimes what he's able to do in the backfield. I mean, people were comparing him to a guy like Russell Wilson, and it's not a bad comparison when you just look at what they're able to do in the pocket as far as escaping pressure out of nowhere. Obviously, he doesn't have the rest of what Russell has, but so you're not going to get those with Kyle Allen. You're going to get a lot more stationary stuff. I mean, he did have an 11-yard run that was left wide open for him. Good for him. But I'm not thrilled with Kyle Allen either. I'm kind of interested in this Jordan Ta'amu. Not because I think I'm like saying that he's 100% the savior, but talk about a guy with some physical attributes that have some potential. He's 6'3". He can move. He's 220 pounds. He's also it looked like a decent arm to me from what I watched. Like, he's obviously going to struggle because he doesn't know the offense, but I don't know. As far as a guy that can give you 2 dimensions, he's the best. He might be the best on this team now that he came on the team.
Should have kept Monte.
No, I think this guy's better than Montez, to be honest. But he's also got more experience than Montez because he did play in the XFL. I don't know if he did anything at the college level. I mean, at the NFL level. Not sure. But no, Tim, you're falling for the same stuff. Oh, as far as talking about Jordan Ta'amu. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm not guaranteeing that he's going to be the next guy, but as far as the potential, I think he has the most potential out of the 3 guys. Seriously. He may also have the lowest floor out of the 3 guys. That's also true. But he also has the most potential. And at this point, give it to me. I want to see it. I want to see it in action. And maybe he could be the backup to Desmond Ridder next year. He kind of looks like Desmond Ridder. He kind of plays like Desmond Ridder.
Here we go.
All right, we did talk about it, and we're going to touch on it right now. So we've been talking about how Terry was open several times. Of course, Terry did get hurt on the jump ball. Terry has shown, he hasn't shown serious frustrations because he's a professional, a professional is professional.
Class act.
Yeah, class act. He's obviously a great, high character dude, but you could clearly see on his face in some scenarios that the guy's not happy. And honestly, rightfully so. Do you think this could turn into a Kirk Cousins situation where he demands to leave?
It should. I hope so.
And he just rides it out. And
Terry McLaurin, like I say, the worst thing that can happen to Terry is for him to end up like Santana. Santana could have been a Hall of Famer. He had 13 different quarterbacks, and when he was here, we barely used Santana. We used Santana in some years, but in other years, we just didn't use him. So it's like for Terry, Terry's way more gifted than Tana. But why is he here? It was, the play up the sideline when he beat Diggs. Once the play was over, he slammed his hands on the ground. He was frustrated because he was open.
Wide open. And seeing Cam Sims get the ball in quintuple coverage, I mean, that would set anybody off. But keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a class act. He's not going to say nothing. But when you watch him on the sidelines, he keeps his helmet on. He's smart. You can see the frustration in him. Mm-hmm. He's not going to say anything, but he's frustrated because it's like, come on, dude. Like, I'm wide open. We're down. He's a team guy. I want to help the team. And guess what? If I'm not getting the ball, they're going to say that guy shut me down. And that means I'm not doing my job and getting open. How does that look on me? You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's just not fair to him. If I'm him, I'm leaving. I'm getting more money elsewhere, and I'm going to go play with another quarterback that I have a chance to win and go to the playoffs. He can't do any of that here. Can't. We probably going to come in there, sit down, give him $22 million. I dare us to. If we put $22 million in his face, everybody needs to be fired. He sit down, The negotiation should start at 28 mil.
28 million.
28. I want 28 mil. Or I'm not going to sign an extension. I'm going to play on the last year of my deal. And if you think I'm going out here trying to catch these contested catches, I'm not doing that either. If it's not a good ball, I'm not going for it.
Well, the one great thing about Terry is he's going to do all the dirty work and he's going to do everything he can. But
I'm not doing it if it's my last year of my deal. Because if I get hurt, guess what? I don't get that money. So I'm not going out making these contested catches. I'm gonna force you to do what I want you to do. Terry do not need to be here. I hope he leaves.
I don't hope he leaves. I hope he stays. And I think we're gonna get a quarterback. It's some shape or form this offseason, whether that be draft a guy or whether that be go after somebody in the trade market, like we tried to with Matt Stafford. And whatever that be, we're gonna get a new quarterback. And I think that Terry McLaurin will eventually get more. But the one thing that I will say about Scott Turner, and my initial thought was he's not using his guys as far as Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin. But it's clearly that Curtis Samuel's hurt, so he didn't play much. And then Terry McLaurin was open several times. So he's calling plays to get Terry McLaurin open, and Taylor Heineke's just missing him. I mean, there was one that was just an underneath slant. It wasn't even a deep route. It was an underneath slant on 1st and 10, I think it was. And he threw it to freaking Ricky Seals-Jones.
That's the play I was telling you about.
Yeah, why are we throwing to Ricky Seals-Jones instead of a wide open underneath? Because Trayvon Diggs was covering the deep third. It wasn't even man-to-man. Like, Terry could have caught that, and who knows? He could still be running today, right? It's like there was plays that were called that got Terry open. The one thing that I'm kind of frustrated about is Terry McLaurin never goes in motion. Never. We never put him on the move. If you watch Green Bay, Devontae Adams is constantly in motion. And it makes it like impossible to cover him. You watch the Rams. Cooper Kupp is constantly in motion. It makes it so hard to cover him. If Trayvon Diggs follows him, you know it's man up. If he doesn't, now you have a mismatch. Not that you didn't have a mismatch before, but now you definitely have a mismatch because Trayvon Diggs is clearly their best corner. So if he's not on him, now Terry McLaurin's going to be wide open most likely. So we got to, if that's the one switch that I can make immediately is from now on, Terry McLaurin is your motion guy 60% of the time. Like put him in motion constantly. And instead,
they're not. We don't have the offensive coordinator mind as Matt LaFleur. We don't.
But he likes motion. That's the crazy part. He just doesn't do it with Terry. I mean, John Bates is constantly in motion. DeAndre Carter's constantly in motion. Cam Sims is constantly in motion. Adam Humphries is everybody else is in motion except for Terry McLaurin. He's stationary.
Don't know what
it
he's
makes it easy
doing.
for the safety.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
It's frustrating.
He don't.
It's frustrating.
He needs to go. And that's why I say Dan need to step in so you fired. Go find somebody else.
Marcus Edelin is a Willis fan. We're not Willis fans here. I'll tell you that right now. Malik Willis is, in my opinion, Tyler Huntley from the Ravens.
I say he takes a deal.
Maybe. Either one could be a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I want Terry here, bro, but I want him to find a QB because he needs one. Noodle Arm clearly can't get it done.
That's the thing, bro. That's what I was going to say to you. Bro,
what's that?
You can't keep telling this guy, whoever the quarterback is, he has to be here for the next 5 to 10 years. 15. Because you can't keep telling this guy, okay, he's going to be here 2 years, and then you switch him again. We don't have structure at the quarterback position. You can't go get one of these veterans, the Matt Ryan, for what? That's not structure. You're just patching and Jason Campbell, you patching. No, go hit a home run. Stop patching. We can't afford patching.
To be fair, we have taken some chances since then. We did go after RG3. We did go after Dwayne Haskins.
Snyder went after that.
Well, that's true.
So he took the shot. Now Dan Snyder say, okay, you take the shot. Now go take it. Ron could have took the shot last year. He didn't do it. Exactly. He didn't take the shot. This year, take the shot.
We'll see. We'll see who is within striking distance. We'll see where we get in the draft. I mean, the draft is still wide open. I mean, if we lose a few games down the stretch here, we may be able to find ourselves into the top 10 because there's so many teams at the same record right now. Like, I think there's only 5 teams or 6 teams with significantly worse records than us. Like, Carolina's at 5-8. That's only a game behind us. Atlanta's the same record. Eagles are the same record. Saints are the same. There's so many teams. Minnesota Vikings have the same record. So many teams with, like, right in that range. And then, of course, the AFC is way better than us. Of course, they have teams like the Jags. They have teams like the Jets.
They're not going to get no quarterback. Oh.
That's true, too. The Jets and the Jags, that's a great point. They're not in the quarterback market because they already drafted what's his name? Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson.
When you look at the QB market, you got teams like Denver, the Giants, the Eagles, Carolina. That's 4 teams right there. But you got also playing the fact Aaron Rodgers will be in the play. Russell Wilson may be in the play. So Deshaun Watson's still in play. So those 3. So,
but now that puts a team like Seattle in the QB market, or a team.
But they don't have a high enough. They don't have no draft picks.
That's true. Wait, did they trade this year's first?
They don't. I don't think they have this year's first.
You might be right. Actually, they may have. I know they like to trade their picks away, but I don't know if they don't have this year. I think it was the last 2 years. But anyway, that's a great point as well. Great point. This team hasn't had a reliable starter since Joe Theismann. I feel you, dude. I don't know if Joe Theismann's the correct. I mean, I don't know. Did Mark Rippon start for a long time? He played well, obviously. But who knows? I mean, Kirk Cousins was a reliable starter for 3 years.
Nah, they don't got nothing. They're nothing.
Wow.
Right now, we currently sit at 19. Same as last year.
Right. Ron would rather trade up for a long snapper than a QB. True. Because he did trade up for a long snapper. We wasted a 5th round pick on a long snapper. Just remember that, guys. And then he wanted to blame the long snapper every chance he could for every missed kicks. Like, yeah, great pick, Cheeseman. Great pick. They don't because of Jamal Adams. I thought that was the last 2 years for Jamal Adams, but you're saying it's this year and last year. I thought it was 2 years ago that they made the trade, but clearly I'm mistaken. I don't remember who they drafted, but clearly I'm wrong with whatever I'm thinking. Anyway, all right. We did touch on the Eagles game already. We kind of got out of order there, but right now in this Eagles matchup, we are 7-point underdogs because I'm sure they'd have no clue who we're going to even be able to put a team together. But what is your thought process going into this Eagles game? Where's your head at going into this one?
Run the ball 50 times.
Because now we don't have Terry, most likely. Somebody did ask about that. That's a good point.
I mean, we wasn't throwing to him anyway, so we didn't have a pass game to begin with. But the way I look at it is, this is a game where Antonio Gibson go win us the football game. You talented enough to do it, go do it. This is that game, and we need him to. So I'm giving Gibby no 25 plus carries. I'm giving Jared Patterson at least 12, 13, and I'm running the football. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe get on third downs. Let's get Dax involved and Adam Humphries involved in third down situations. Should be good on that. Diami, he's nothing this year because you didn't want to develop it in the beginning of the season. So just run the ball. Go to the flats with Humphries and what's his name? Dax Mill, and that's your game plan. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, to answer Templar's question, right now we don't know on either account if either of them are going to be playing. Both of them did not practice today, that being J.D. McKissick and Terry McLaurin. Neither practiced. They're both in concussion protocol, so we do not know if they are going to be playing or not.
Terry better not play.
Realized the offense regressed after Curtis came back. I don't like. Really, the offense comes down to like last game. The offensive line was terrible. Don't get me wrong, but Taylor Heineke was not the Heineke of the last 4 games. He just wasn't. So it's really coming down to a quarterback play and a quarterback struggle.
Well, and that's another thing. If he's the quarterback of the future, he needs to go win the game. Am I wrong?
I would love for him to do
if you're that guy, go win a game. With everybody being out, that's what franchise quarterbacks do. They go win the game.
Right.
Can he do it? Who knows? I know he can't, but I digress.
Yep, I've been on that train for a while that I'm not a Taylor Heineke for the future kind of guy. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to move on from him as far as this season yet. It's
like I say, I'll get before you do to be my backup.
I would throw in Jordan Tiamu. Throw in Jordan Tiamu. I want to see him. I want to see if he's going to be the backup to Ritter. I want to see if he's going to be the Ritter's backup next season. If y'all lose, you're going 8-9 at best. Oh, 100%. If that. Probably 6-10, 7-10. Or I mean 6-11 or 7-10. I mean
if we lose,
it's going to be
if we lose this game,
tough.
Just tank. Like just because you're losing against Dallas anyway. So let's go 6-9. So we're gonna be 6-11. We'll be 7-9 because we're gonna beat the Giants. So 7-9 looking more realistic right now.
All right, let's hop into these keys to victory to beat the Eagles. And I'll go first with number 1. Number 1, field a team. Number 1, we have to field a team. Okay, at this point, I don't know who's going to be playing, who's not going to be playing. I don't know the rules on everybody. I'm pretty sure if you aren't vaccinated, it's an automatic 10 days you're out, so you can't play for 10 days. And then if you are vaccinated, you could come back with 2 negative tests. So hopefully they're attacking guys like Jonathan Allen, attacking guys like Matt Ioannidis, Tim Settle, Kendall Fuller. I don't know which of these guys are vaccinated, which of them aren't. But we did have apparently like a 95% vaccination rate. So clearly most of these guys should be vaccinated. So hopefully they're taking their vitamins, taking their Tamiflu, taking their cold medicine, doing whatever, zinc tablets, all this kind of stuff. And maybe by Friday, they get their first negative, and then they get a negative on Saturday, and then they could be potentially ready to play on Sunday. But yeah, it's going to be number 1. We just got to field a team. Are you doing a keys to victory, or you just want me to keep going?
Keys to victory.
Mm-hmm.
Run Gibson into the ground. I want y'all to run Gibson so much that when he come off that football field, he can't walk. I need the ball in Gibson's belly at least 30 plus times this game. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Run Gibby.
And
that's
one.
one.
To not fumble it.
What's your second one?
My second one is we got to slow down the run. We have to slow it down. They're the number 1 team in the league with running the football. We do have a really solid run defense on our team, but a couple of our solid run defenders are not in the game. So, but what the big thing is with their run game, this allows their QBs so much more time. I think Gardner Minshew went 20 for 25 last week. They had their first 100-yard rusher last week with Miles Sanders. So they're leading the league in rushing, but they've only had one time where they had one guy run over 100. But if Jalen Hurts plays, he gashes people with the run. You got to, and that's going to be my next one. But anyway, slow down the run. Number 2.
Second key to victory.
Force them to throw to 31.
Yep. Force them to throw to 31. Which they're not going to. I always say it, but they're not. Even Dallas avoided him at all costs that game. Go to 31 or move 31 around. Put 31 in positions to be able to take the ball away from them. Move them around.
Number 3 for me, stay disciplined. All right, we had way too many penalties last week, especially in the first half. But also, this is a week that I already talked about the run. It kind of goes together. They're going to do a lot of misdirection. They're going to do a lot of play action. They're going to do a lot of things to confuse you on the defensive side or on their offensive side, our defensive side. We have to stay disciplined, follow your gaps, read your keys, stay disciplined is a big way to beat the Eagles.
Key to victory number 3. Blitz like crazy.
You want to blitz it?
Open up those blitz packages. I'm not scared of they daggone receivers. For what? You know they don't want to throw the ball. I want to see Landon coming off the edge, Cam, send McCain. Heck, send all 11. Do all out blitz. All out. I need some blitz packages dialed up. Send all out blitz.
I like it. I like the blitzes. All right. Some run blitzes as well. Get some blitzes going. I like it. All right, number 4 for me. We had 4 turnovers last week. I harp on this all the freaking time. We can't afford turnovers. All right, we had 4 turnovers and we only lost by 7. You take 2 of those turnovers away, who knows what this game looks like? Stop turning the dang ball over. All right, don't throw it right to the defense, Taylor. Don't have 2 hands on the football, Antonio, and fumble the stupid football again.
You put it like this.
Protection for the football.
When you hold the ball like this, you leaving it to come underneath. He got to put it under. Yep. He's not putting it under. He did like this.
Do like this. Yeah, instead of like this.
Exactly. He did like this. That's the same thing that happened to Dax. But I don't understand how they can daggone punch the ball out anyway.
He was right on Cam. He was early on Cam.
I remember you saying, well, this is before you you said, well, I mean, we'll see. He's good, 7th round draft pick. We'll see.
I tempered expectations hardcore. I did temper expectations, and he's done nothing but exceed my expectations. So gotta love.
What's my 4th one?
4th one.
I'm going to need. Look, I need a Bill Belichick kind of game. Run. I said run the ball, but Scott Turner is terrible. He is terrible. Figure out a way to eliminate Scott from this game from screwing it up. Ron Rivera, if you hit something, we're going to go full wide. No, we're not. Cut him off. If it's not a run play or play action play, cut him off. No, we're not running that. Ron Rivera, do your job. That's key to victory number 4. Ron Rivera, do your job.
Got it. All right, number 5, the last one for me, is very similar to what you just said. I say gotta control the ball. We cannot allow the Eagles to have a ton of opportunities because we're not deep. We need to slow this game, well, depending on how you want to say it, slow it down or speed it up as far as get the clock running as fast as possible. Slow it down as far as not have a lot of plays ran because we got to make sure that our team stays as rested as humanly possible because we're not going to have great depth. And we have to make sure we control the line of scrimmage, control the ball, and allow our defense and allow our offense, for that matter, also to stay as rested as humanly possible. And that's the only way we're going to win this game.
So they probably is going to play conservative due to the fact that they know they ain't got no bodies.
Yep.
So they can't afford. So it's like, you know what? We going to go in here. We going to run the football. That's what we going to do. To number 5. William Jackson. Make some money for one game. Handle Devontae Smith, please. If Devontae Smith have a breaking out game against William Jackson needs to be cut, and I don't care how much of a cap hit that will be. William Jackson needs to go.
Oh, that's a great point because I'm not a Devontae Adams or Devontae. I'm a Devontae Adams fan. Sorry, Devontae Smith fan. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. All right, well.
Yeah, tell Louis I stole his stuff. Go tell Lou. Go tell all y'all. Go tell Lou.
Here's a good question before we get into our power rankings and weekly predictions. Alex Peterson says, since we're all not happy, what do you suppose Washington do to save the future? What's the plan? What needs to be the main goal this offseason?
I think me and both of you getting the quarterback and not being cheap about it. That's the main. This is what needs to happen in the offseason. Draft the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Bring him in. You ask him, what does he want? What plays do you want to run? Matter of fact, bring him and bring Terry McLaurin inside there with him. What do y'all want? Because that's what Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers do. The DeAndre Hopkins, the Kyler Murrays do. You set up an offense that's conducive for him. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. If Scott Turner cannot do that, you fire him. Mm-hmm. That's the next thing. That's the game plan. Quarterback should be the number one guy. I don't care about linebackers. I don't care about no other position on this team. If you get quarterback right, linebackers won't matter.
Well, I wouldn't say linebackers don't matter, but they can hide a lot of your blemishes. Great quarterback can hide a lot of those, pimples under your makeup, right? It's the cover-up, basically. The quarterback is obviously the most important position in sports all over the place. And we actually do have a whole lot of pieces. Like, I know we have holes. We definitely have holes. Linebackers a hole. A second receiver. Well, I mean, if Curtis Samuel does get healthy next season, we have a solid, interesting second receiver. I would like to get another one anyway. Obviously, more weapons, the better. But we have a great offensive line coach and an offensive line that can play at the top notch. We have a ton of defensive linemen. We got corners that we've paid, that we got Benjamin St. Juice back. Of course, we got to add some more pieces other than quarterback, but we have a good nucleus of players. Ron's talked about it. He wants to build a team and then add a quarterback. We have a team that's built. We really do. If you plopped in a top 10 quarterback onto this team, we're contenders. Of course, without injuries. If we're a healthy team, we're contenders with the talent that we already have on this football team. But we don't have a great quarterback. We don't have a guy that can make all the throws. And it's obviously showing. And of course, we do have a couple of holes like I talked about. We're not a perfect team. We're not immaculate. It's not like we don't have any problems. But to say it again, to repeat myself, a quarterback covers a lot of those things up. And we got to make a move.
I already know the players that I want to draft for this team. I'm drafting another receiver for sure. Mm-hmm. And I'm drafting another corner. But linebacker, quarterback in the first. I need a quarterback in the first. We need a receiver. We need a free safety. This free safety class is terrible. You don't even draft nobody. You won't have to spend some money on a free safety. So don't even draft. Don't worry about it. Okay. So quarterback, receiver, and the next 3 picks, all linebackers. all linebackers. And one corner.
Built by Bama.
All linebackers. I mean, go crazy on line. I don't care. 3 linebackers need to be drafted. And it's a cornerback. You'll see him if you watch the game. Late, there's going to be a steal. His name is Kobe Bryant from Cincinnati. Draft him.
Would you draft O-line help? Honestly, I like our O-line. Our O-line.
That's the last thing we need.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, I wouldn't hate to have more O-linemen, but even if we lose Sheriff this offseason, we still have Wes Switzer. We still have, Eric Flowers. So we still have a couple of solid starters if we build some more guys. And they're the best coached unit on this entire team. I mean, we've had the most different setups of offensive line, and this is the first game that we could say that the offensive line didn't play well. They've actually been incredible considering our starting right guard has missed some time. Our starting right tackle has missed some time. Starting left tackle has missed a couple of plays here or there. Our starting center got hurt before the run. I mean, like, we've had a ton of hurt injuries along that offensive line, and they continue to play really well, actually. So offensive line is not higher on that priority list. I wouldn't even mind going a little bit cheap.
You definitely got to spend some money, though. You know what?
I would spend money elsewhere, though.
Like you said. Never mind. How about this?
What Michael Myers? He's not coming out this season, right? He's coming out next season.
Next year. I'm definitely drafting him next year. I don't care what nobody says. But come to think of it, I don't want to sign anybody because the players you signed are showing that they're not worth signing. So I don't want us to do anything. Keep your money. Pay them and draft. That's it. Don't pay nobody else because they don't know how to pay and get free agents, apparently. So
they have some decent free agent signings. Like Ricky Seals-Jones has been a solid.
I'm talking about the big names.
Well, yeah, we signed 2 big names. Well, 3, I guess. If
Bobby McCain.
Well, that wasn't a big name. That was cheap.
You know what I would have did? I would have gave that $15 million to Justin Simmons to come here. That's what I would have did.
Well, we couldn't, right? Because he stayed in Denver, right?
Yeah, they gave him the 15.
Yeah, but they weren't letting him go. They would have tagged him. They wouldn't have let him walk out the door. There's no way.
Give him 17.
Cause he's just saying that because of Cincinnati. I'm just playing. I don't even know what's going on with that comment, to be honest, bro. I heard Michael Myers. I thought he was talking about the movie. Mayers. No, Michael Myers is actually his name. Yeah, it's Mayer. I may have said Myers, but Michael Myers. I told you about him first. I told you that he was.
You did, because I seen the game against Ritter in them.
Yeah, he's a monster. I noticed that Tommy Tremble wasn't getting a lot of PT, and I was like, why is Tommy Tremble not getting PT? It's like, oh, this guy's a monster, and he's a true freshman. I see. I got you.
He's big as I don't know what. He can, the way he can run routes and break and drop his hips is amazing to me. And the quickness.
We don't need D-line help in the draft. I don't want D-linemen in the draft.
No.
I would get a nice, solid rotational free agent. Somebody that's like 4 or 5, maybe $7 million a year, something like that, or even for 1 year. Just get a nice, solid rotational guy that can spell Chase Young and Montez Sweat, and then just the D-line is fine. Obviously, yeah, D tackles were.
Now, if J. Sanders is sitting there, well,
are you one that wants to just take best player available? Don't go for need.
After quarterback, I think you need a number 2 receiver. You need to draft a number 2 receiver because Curtis is not it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you would rather go for need rather than best player available. Okay, I like best player available outside of quarterback, but personally, I don't care who it is. Just take the best player on the board. All right, let's go ahead and hop into some power rankings. How about that? Some good old power rankings. I didn't write mine down, so we're gonna fly by the seat of our pants here. Obviously, Dallas is the best. Just kidding. Fake news. No, let's see. All right, all right, I think I got my 5 teams.
Mm-hmm.
They might be the same 5 teams, to be honest, but I'm gonna shake it up a little bit, a little shake and bake here. All right, you want to go first with number 5 or me number 5?
You go.
Number 5 in my Week 15 power rankings is the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 9-4. They're on a roll. They're on a 6-game win streak. They're coming to take names. They have the best quarterback in the league, and I know their defense is not very good, but Spagnuolo is a great coordinator. So Kansas City Chiefs, number 5.
St. Louis. I got St. Louis at 5.
So Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Rams at 5. They did upset the Cardinals, so fair enough. They're sitting at 9-4. They're a really good team, too. So I don't hate that pick. All right, number 4. You got number 4.
Number 4, I got the Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers at number 4. Okay. I got number 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're on a 4-game win streak. They're ready to get to the playoff bound. They're sitting at 10-3, tied for the best record in the entire NFL. And they're a great football team. Tampa Bay at number 4. Number 3, I got the Arizona Cardinals have fallen to 3 for me. The Arizona Cardinals are sitting at 3. They're still super talented. I know they lost to the Rams, but the Rams are a division opponent. It's a weird Monday night situation, and the Rams came to play. I mean, Cooper Kupp is nasty, and they ended up struggling in that one. Kyler Murray threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions, and the game could have gone either direction if those picks do not happen. But I still think they're a phenomenal football team, and I have them at number 3. You're number 3.
Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts in your top 5 all the way to 3? Sitting at 7 and 6? Wow. The Indianapolis Colts. You got an explanation for that one?
Oh, I mean, they're coming off a win. I think who they destroyed. They destroyed the Bills.
They did destroy the Bills. And they're on a bye. They just came off a bye week.
Coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
Gotta put them in there.
All right. Who's your number 2?
Cardinals.
The Cardinals at number 2. All right, my number 2, the New England Patriots. Number 2. They're on a 7-game win streak. They're phenomenal, but I don't think they're as good as the number 1 team on this list, which is the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man, as Stephen A. likes to say. And they're sitting at 10 and 3, best record in the league. I know they dropped a game against Minnesota a few weeks ago. Again, weird division rivalry stuff. Who cares? They got the best second best quarterback in the league, probably behind Pat Mahomes, and they got a much better team than the Chiefs around them. So I got the Packers at number 1.
I got the Mac Man at 1.
The Mac Man.
Give me Mac Jones, Tom Brady 2.0, second future GOAT coming to town. The New England Patriots comes in at number 1. Give me the Mac. The Mac attack.
Number 1. The Mac
attack is back.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Is it a must-win against the Eagles, Jacob? Yes, it's a must-win for sure. Man, COVID done struck us vicious. You ain't lying. What about the D tackle from Georgia? I would draft the entire Georgia defense.
I don't want that D tackle from Georgia. He get tired after 2 plays.
Yeah, maybe that's not a good idea.
Nah, I draft
still impressed by Kyler. Yeah. That was a 27-13 game, but he kept the chains going, almost made a comeback if the O-line penalties, even though he had 2 INTs that put him in the hole. Yeah, no, I think the Cardinals are still a phenomenal football team for sure and worthy of being in the top 5. You put him at number 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep, I had him at number 1 for a while. They did lose, so I'm going to knock them down a few notches, but they could beat anybody on any given Sunday. All right. Let's go ahead for the weekly predictions. You ready?
Yep.
So week 14 was a tough one for Mr. Chris, Mr. Jeris. I defeated him and picked all 3 games and won them. So Tim is currently back to a 3-game lead with 4 weeks left. You nervous?
No.
Oh, you're not nervous? All right, nervous. He's nervous. Don't lie. Don't let him lie to you. All right, here we go. We got Tim's picks. We got Chris's picks. And we got the games. All right, first up, we got Thursday night. This is a good one. The Kansas City versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers at home.
Rams. I mean Chargers. No. I thought you said the Rams.
Kansas City versus the Chargers.
Man, that is a good game. We doing that last.
We're going to come back to that one? All right, we'll come back to that one. Sounds good. All right, we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Cleveland on a Saturday night.
Give me Oakland.
You want Oakland, eh? Give me Cleveland. Give me Cleveland. Las Vegas for Chris. New England Patriots going. You have 2 teams in the top 5 going at it. The New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm
going New England.
That's
Indianapolis is at home, though. Colts could snap the win streak.
Give me the Patriots.
All right, New England as well.
But everything in my body's telling me pick the Colts. But they're not going to stop Jonathan Taylor. They're just not.
Well, leave it to Bill Belichick to maybe make some moves. All right, we got the Carolina Panthers going up north to Buffalo.
Buffalo.
I agree. The Cardinals facing the tough, the bad Detroit Lions.
Cardinals. Oh, man.
Yeah, that one's not hard. Arizona as well. Here's a toilet bowl. New England. Actually, no. Actually, I think this team's actually on a run. The New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins. Miami at home. I always say Miami. Yep. All right. We got the Dallas Cowboys traveling up to New York to face the Giants.
Cowboys.
Agreed. All right. Washington versus the Eagles. I'm going Washington. Screw it. I'm picking Washington the rest of the way. Just to let you know. I'm picking them every game from here on out.
Oh my!
I don't care.
God,
I don't care if we have to play Jordan Tiamu throwing it to I don't know who's a free agent receiver right now. I don't care. Give me Washington from here on out.
I do not want to pick this game. All right, give me Washington, man.
All right. You had an opportunity to get a game on me there. All right. The Tennessee Titans going to Pittsburgh.
Give me the Steelers.
I got Tennessee.
Give me the Steelers. They got to find a way to win that one.
Yeah, they do. I agree. The Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, this is a preview of the Super Bowl.
Dang. This is terrible.
I already wrote mine down.
You got to say it. You can't say you already wrote it down.
Well, I was just going to let you know so that we didn't, like... I picked Houston.
I'll take Jacksonville.
Ooh, we got a different game there.
I'll take Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence got to win that game. He can't let Davis Mills beat him.
Cincinnati Bengals going to the mile-high city of Denver.
Cincy.
I agree. I'm on the Cincy train as well. The Atlanta Falcons versus the San Francisco 49ers.
Niners.
San Fran at home. I also have San Fran. The Seattle Seahawks traveling to the Rams.
Rams.
I'm with you. All right. We got Green Bay at Baltimore. I don't think that Lamar is going to play. If I remember right. I'm taking GB.
Give me Green Bay.
All right. The Saints at Tampa Bay. The rematch.
Tampa.
Agreed. Agreed. All right. Monday Night Football. We got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to the Windy City, Chicago.
Vikings.
The Vikings. Give me the Bears in an upset. Give me the Bears in an upset.
Yeah, I got him on this one for sure.
All right, and now we have to go back to the Chiefs versus the Chargers. I got the Chiefs.
Give me Jay Hurd.
Jay Hurd.
Give me Jay Hurd.
Herbie. You got Herbie, eh?
I just think they have I just think that they have way more weapons than Kansas City, and their defense is better.
Fair enough. Who did I pick? I picked Cleveland to beat the Raiders. I still think the Raiders find a way to lose, even with Baker out. I think they still find a way to lose.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Two things. Who would have thought that the Carolina would bring Cam back to lose out for the rest of the season? I don't know what your second thing is, but that's funny. That is funny. All right, well, that's what we got tonight. Is there so we got Jacob picked the Raiders, the Patriots, the Bills, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, Cowboys, exclamation point, Washington, exclamation point, Steelers, Jaguars, Bengals, 49ers, Rams, Packers, Bucks, Bears, Chargers. Cool. Could that be 8-6 in a playoff spot? Maybe.
What did Todd McShay Jones at?
I didn't. Oh, you're right. Good point. Let me do that real quick. Great point. Email. Here we go. I apologize. That's a great point. I didn't write it down, I guess. Oops. I brought it up, but I didn't write it down. All right, yeah. Let's finish the show up with this. So we got the top 5 quarterbacks from Todd McShay, and he also put it at the projected pick. He does not have a quarterback going in the top 10 picks, which just is incredible to me. But Kenny Pickett, number 1, going to the Steelers. Matt Corral going to Washington at pick 13. Malik Willis to the Broncos. Desmond Ridder to the Saints. And Sam Howell to the North Carolina, to the Detroit Lions. Stays in that nice blue color. What do you think about this top 5 there, Chris?
Terrible. Horrible. Horrible. Putrid. Pathetic. What is this? Like, what is this? Who in their right mind puts Malik Willis in the first round? And why is Sam Howell and Desmond Ridder?
Everybody's putting Malik Willis in the first round.
Why is Sam Howell and Desmond Ridder below those 3?
The only one I kind of agreed with is Kenny Pickett. That I don't agree with it, Pickett. But like Pickett, I can see.
But I mean, what's up with the disrespect on Sam Howell?
I don't know. I don't understand this either. Like, I don't know what the love is with Matt Corral and then the not love with Sam Howell. Like, I think Sam Howell is a better version of Matt Corral. Like, I think they're very similar players. I think they're similar players also.
Exactly. Sam Howell's way better than Matt Corral, to me.
I would rather see, if this was the teams, I think the best fits for each team, let's see, what's the best fits? I think Kenny Pickett fits best with the Saints. I would say Ridder with us. No, I'd probably say Sam Howell is the best fit with us, to be honest. I would like to get Ridder over Howell, but I think if we're talking fit, I would say there. I would go Desmond Ridder to the Steelers. Kenny Pickett to the Saints. Malik Willis to the Lions, because screw them. And Matt Corral to the Broncos. That's what I think.
I agree with everything but Ridder.
The Redskins don't do a great job drafting quarterbacks. I mean, most teams don't. But Jacob likes Matt Corral. Matt Corral is better than Malik Willis, so I'll take Matt Corral over Malik, but I would rather get Sam Howell over Corral.
How it should go to 2 at the bottom should be up top. Literally, just take the 2 at the bottom and put them up top.
Yeah, just move them up. Move up.
That's literally
take the block here and just move it up top. And then Malik Willis go way down.
All the way down the bottom, here. Exactly.
I would draft Carson Strong over Malik Willis, to be honest.
Malik Willis is not it at all.
That McGall guy's not coming out yet, though, right?
McCall, he's not. He's coming out next year. He's projected to be the number 1 pick.
What's the other quarterback that might be coming out?
Phil Jerkovich.
I know nothing about him.
Phil Jerkovich, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud.
No. This year. I'm talking about.
Jaden Daniels.
I thought there was somebody else that am I missing?
Malik Cunningham.
Malik Cunningham, maybe. Maybe that's the guy I was thinking of. The Louisville guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that's who I was thinking of. I'd probably put him 6th.
Yeah.
over Malik. But anyway, those are my early thoughts on him. But yeah, all right. Well, cool. We'll do the college football predictions another time once it gets closer. Hopefully, Jeris does not have work. But it was another great show. Any last things that you want to add?
Nope.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody in
Fight
the
for
chat.
all DC.
Say that again.
Fight for all DC.
Oh, fight for old DC. That's right. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Of course, Anonymous was here. Jacob, Alex, appreciate your stuff. I thought your main goal was to draft a wide receiver. No, main goal was quarterback, but he wants a wide receiver bad as well. Main goal, number one was quarterback, but number two for him was a receiver. I want a receiver with size. I'm tired of these small receivers.
Traylon Burks. Look him up, please.
That sounds familiar. Is he at Michigan?
Arkansas.
Okay.
Traylon Burks.
Traylon Burks. Fair enough. Isn't Sherman on a 1-year deal with Tampa? If they don't keep him, give them a vet min? I don't know, man. He might be a little bit too old for me, to be honest. But anyway, of course, Outlaw King was here. Hawk TV, DRG, TT Stay Goated, Templar, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in the chat. Oh, okay, Mike Evans. Mike Evans, I would like somebody with a little bit more separation abilities.
Traylon Burks.
But if I got a guy like Mike Evans, I would take it. I want somebody that basically is a red zone threat and a guy that you could just throw it up to. Traylon Burks. All right, well, look.
He is a better version of Mike Evans.
Johnson.
Traylon Burks actually can run routes. His route tree is not Terry's route tree, but he has a good route tree. He's more athletic. He's stronger. He's way bigger, way better catch radius.
All right. Well, then Mike Evans?
Burks.
Way better than Mike Evans?
Go watch Traylon Burks. I'm trying to tell you.
Dude, Mike Evans' catch radius is insane. So
okay, I'm trying to tell you.
He may be as good as Mike Evans, but that is Mike Evans, right? What makes Mike Evans a 1,000-yard receiver and 10-plus touchdowns is his catch radius.
He's bigger than Mike Evans in terms of bulk. Mike Evans is slender. He's just a bully.
Yeah. Well, you're asking for a generational talent. Well, obviously, we'd always love a generational talent, but I'm just talking about I want a guy with size.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be the next best. It doesn't need to be Calvin Johnson. It doesn't need to be Julio Jones. I'm just looking for somebody that's over 6 foot at this point. I mean, that's all we do is draft guys that's 6 foot or less. I want a guy with 6'3", 6'4" abilities and, can run maybe a sub 4.5. He doesn't need to be the fastest guy in the world, but has good hands. I'm sure they're out there. I wanted a guy like Sime Fehoko last year. I thought he would be a great snag for us, but of course he went to Dallas, the jerks. But anyway. All right, well, it was a fun, great show. Thank you, everybody, for being in the chat, and we will be back tomorrow with Skins in the Game, and, of course, the Thursday night game that we talked about, the Chargers versus the Chiefs. That should be a great game to watch, potentially. I will not be doing any of the streaming on Saturday. I'm going to a family we do family Christmas the Saturday before, but we will be back Sunday, of course, for the Washington game and for the Sunday night game, and we'll go from there. And subscribe to our second channel as well in the description below, the Tim and Jeris Sports Talks. If you haven't already, subscribe to that channel. Are you going to put out some stuff this week?
Yeah, I didn't do it last week. Obviously, I didn't have the time.
Yeah, I feel you. So Chris has been putting stuff out there. So go subscribe to the second channel also. And thanks for being here. And until next time. See ya!